Hello. So this is my communication book. I made this book with the thought of the nonverbal children that are in my preschool classroom, as well as talking with his teachers of what they would feel would be really beneficial. It's like asking them, well, what would make communicating with this child more easier? And they said if they had more pictures to offer him, because he can communicate by pointing. He can say certain simple words, but most of the time it's just signing, coo, screams, and pointing. And so for this is my homepage. And so for my homepage, I have things such as put, clean, go, turn, look. I have the signing for wait because he knows the signing for wait. I have throw away, because that's definitely something that we work on with him a lot, which is when he's done playing. If he makes a mess, if there's things to throw away, he's got to throw it away. We've got take. I use this photo instead of a photo of the child since I do not have permission to use the child for educational purposes that is not connected to the center. You, and that's obvious, not as in a stop, in, and then on. Signing for help, body break, finish, more, again, different, cozy corner, bathroom, and this is the picture of the classroom's center, which is the carpet. And then the next part, I have meals. So one of the things that he struggles with a lot is remembering the routine for eating. And we just added a new routine, so he's currently in the process of becoming used to that. So the first thing you do, we sit, we put our hands up and we do the hand dance. We eat, we drink. If there's something to open, we open. We use our utensils if we like the food, if we don't like the food. And then next we wait for the timer to be completed. Next part, I have our colors. I actually have these colors in particular manner to match the not colors, shapes. I have these shapes in a particular manner to match the colors as well, because it's that reference to to a routine, to a habit. If you're looking at the colors in this order and you can remember them, then you'll be able to remember the colors and the shape. If you're able to remember the colors of this pattern, then they're remembering the shapes and what they are would be easier. So we have all of our parts labeled. So we've done colors, shapes, meals, home, and now we're going to work on what is our daily routine. So something that we do a lot and that we do every day in the preschool classroom is that the children can choose their centers. Now, this particular child is still working on creating his play plan. He struggles with it still. So instead, we focus on getting him used to getting his name and picking a center and saying what center he wants to go to. So it says, "It's my turn to pick a center. I want to go to." And what we usually do is that a teacher would sit with him and they'll say what's open and they'll talk about what's open and they'll talk about what's closed. So for example, we'll say, okay, everyone, writing is closed. But then we'll say art is open. And in art, we are going to make bird houses, and we are going to make special chests for us to decorate. Maybe sometimes we could say we'll say that sensory is closed. We'll say science is closed. In math, we'll have things such as board games. For dramatic play, we have laundromats. In music and movement today, we have magnet tiles. And then finally in blocks, we have big Legos. And so the reasoning behind as to why I have 3 boxes instead of just 1 box for each option is because there are days where we'll have 2 activities going on at one table. It's one giant activity, but some teachers will be working with children on part 1, some children working with the project for part 2. Then after that, we're going to go on into our spring. Every morning, we do the song for spring, and we do a song about the weather, and we do a song about the season. And so we'll ask the child, what season is it? What season do you think it is? And if he has the cards in front of him, he is able to point to which one. And depending on which one he picks, we'll put a check mark next to it. And then onto the weather. After we sing our weather song, our weather person will go and check the weather. Now, the days where he is the one to do the weather, which is what the teacher would like to start including him on days that he's there, not in his integrated classroom. He would be given cards that look like these, where he can either point or give the card to the teacher. And so we'll ask we could ask him like 1 or 2 questions of a right question and a wrong question. So let's say that it's sunny. We'll say, is it snowy today? And he could point to the X to say no. So we put an X on the snowy. We'll ask, is it cloudy today? He could say yes. Maybe he'll say yes because he sees the sun. Or he could say no, and he'll point to the X again. Is it just sunny today? And he'll point to yes, which will put a check mark to it. And all of these sheets are dry erase doable, meaning that we could write on them, draw on them, and just erase it away. And then finally, these are our letters. So the children are getting ready to go on into their next classroom, of which they'll continue learning their letters. And so this has been, the past few months have been the focusing on their letters. And so for this one, we'll have I am learning the letter, and there'll be a circle of it will be a blue circle. Today I am learning the letter L and the letter Q. I have learned the letters, and we'll have a check, the letter A, the letter H, the letter W, the letter J, the letter D, the letter L, and the letter S. Now, for this particular page, the writing would be on the letters themselves, instead of over it, or we would use permanent marker instead to help us track what letters that the child is learning, the child has learned, or letters that the child has yet to learn.